have arrived here yesterday morning together with two colleagues. We have come here to spend between 3 and 5 days in Astana because we have slowly start working on our project for the pavilion. We have a lot of meetings. Yesterday we were at the embassy. We talked about recruitment of staff for the Swiss pavilion. It's always something very interesting. We will have a total of 50 people working in the pavilion, and about maybe 40% we hope to be recruiting here in Astana. We would like to have a lot of Kazakhs working for the Swiss pavilion, but Kazakhs who know one of the Swiss languages, French, Italian or German, and who know something about Switzerland. And we will bring another 25 to 30 people from Switzerland to Kazakhstan. These people, most probably they won't speak Kazakh, but they will speak Russian, English and Swiss languages. Then we have had a very interesting visit at the Expo site. I have been there last February during the international participants meeting, and the progress that was made is fantastic. Everything is finished. Actually, if we were ready, we could take over our pavilion and start putting the exhibits inside. We were really impressed by the quality of the building and by the way it looks. The whole expo looks very, very nice. This was a positive surprise. We have had other expos where things were much slower. So big compliment also to the Kazakh organizers. They really did a good job. And what I also like, because I've been up back and forth between the hotel, the city center, the embassy and the expo, is the fact that it's very close to the city center. So it's not like in Japan in 2005 or even in Milano, where you had to take a train and a long ride from the city center to the expo. But in 10 minutes you can be back to town and you can go to the expo. So really positively surprised. Now it will be up to us, together with the scenographers and the construction company, to submit the detailed plans and drawings for the Swiss pavilion in order for us to start building the pavilion around middle of March. So I have taken some images here of the pavilion. This will be the facade of the pavilion. It shows the beautiful landscape. You know, we have found out that in Kazakhstan, Switzerland is known for the beautiful landscape, nature, mountains, grass, lakes, clean rivers. So that's how we would like to attract the visitors to the Swiss pavilion. And in order to keep this beautiful landscape, we have to think in a sustainable way. So we have to consume energy responsibly and intelligently. We cannot overuse energy. We don't have any natural energy sources except for water. So these will be some of the topics that we will cover in the Swiss pavilion. Basically, the people, they will enter the pavilion and find a very gray landscape. You know, these are symbolic trees with ropes and metal posts, and in this landscape, in this gray landscape, they will find a couple of small houses. And basically we motivate the visitors to enter these houses and then to learn something. There's 3 different houses with 3 different topics. One house will be a house like you will feel like up in the mountains. You will look out of the window, you will see beautiful scenery, and then you will learn how difficult it is to come up with a concept and an idea of a smart house in order to consume as little energy as possible. This will be one topic. And we will be talking about the Monte Rosa cabin, a very famous mountain cabin, which is energy autonomous. That means it produces its own energy. The other house that might be quite interesting will be as if you were invited at a Swiss person's apartment. He will enter the house, he will welcome you and explain to you what he actually does in his daily life in order not to consume too much energy. We will be talking about LED light bulbs, about intelligent systems to cut the power, to turn the machinery off, about intelligent household appliances. This will be the house number 2. And the last house will be, we will be talking about how difficult it is to manage water. As you may know, a lot of energy in Switzerland is produced with dams. And the thing is that it is difficult to handle this because on the one hand side you want to produce energy up in the mountains by using water, and he will need the lake to build up. And in the same time, the people downstream, they need to water their fields for the agriculture, and we will talk about the management of water. Once the people have visited a couple of these houses and learned about the different topics, when they come out of the houses, as a reward for them learning, the trees will actually become colorful, and they will be rotating, and there will be sound and light, and they will enter into a very beautiful and very poetic landscape. That's a basic concept of the Swiss Pavilion. You first have to learn something, engage, and then you can experience the beautiful landscape. It's like the tagline is learning, engaging, experiencing. But the pavilion as such we have not given it a name yet. We have only selected this project among 3 projects that were still in the run. We have selected it 1 month ago. We are now developing all the details and all the content, and maybe then we will find out what name it will have, or what keyword will be good to describe the Swiss Pavilion. For the time being, it's just Swiss Pavilion. I will be meeting representatives of the Expo Village tomorrow, and I will go and have a look at the apartments. I have already seen pictures. I find it a fantastic idea, and actually to have all these countries live there together, to have a real international experience in the first hand, and secondly, also to have a very short distance to go to work and back, and still in the evening you can go to downtown. We would really like to live in the Expo Village. I think the apartments are ready for us to see and for us to move in. We will only have to see about the prices, because we will have to put as many as 30 people we will need to put into the Expo Village. But when talking to my colleagues of other countries, I try to convince them also to move into the Expo Village in order to have this true international experience. Well, the expectations is to make a lot of people happy, a lot of people attract a lot of people to come to the Swiss Pavilion and leave happily. I would like to provoke some thoughts about with these people, what can they change in their daily life, to be energy efficient. That's one of my expectations. The other expectations for the whole of Expo is actually that it runs well, that it's well organized. So far I don't have the least doubt that it will be well organized. What we have seen so far is really very positive. And the last expectation, of course, is that there will be a lot of visitors. We have had expos where, especially in the beginning, there were very few visitors, and I hope that the visitors will be, distributed evenly throughout the 3 months, because what you usually face is that in the last month it's crazy and there are too many visitors, and in the beginning there's hardly anyone. So I hope the organizer and the Kazakh government can do whatever they need in order to promote the Expo to the Kazakh people, but also to the neighboring countries. Apparently that's what I heard. I've heard figures as high as 2 million Chinese coming to the Expo. I wonder if this is true. And we are actually wondering now if we should recruit some of our staff who speaks Chinese.